They just don't know what they were talking about. The Sigma edit was fire. Listen, some people just can't appreciate talent. I'm sorry, Margaret. I'm gonna have to call you back. Recruiting. One of the cornerstones of running a faction is being able to recruit new members. This isn't something that's easy, nor is it something that I expect you to know firsthand, but it's what this video is for. Lately, I've seen some, how do I say this? Interesting methods of recruitment? And they're alright, I understand, but they're not really the standard that we hold to in the SRI. Here, in this video, I'm going to explain some ways or some helpful tips that I would use when recruiting. Tip number 1. Aura farming. It's a stupid name, I know, but hear me out. This is the average player in SSRP. You want to find the small fraction of actual competent players while recruiting. A good rule of thumb is to avoid anyone with level 2 or under, or any O5s or IAs. They are statistically more likely to say no. And do you want to know why I know this? Do you know how many hours I have spent recruiting people just for people to say they don't have Discord? Another helpful tip is to travel in groups of 3 or more. On screen, here are 2 examples of recruits I did semi-recently. It's important not to get carried away with the amount of people you bring along with you. The optimum amount of people I found works is between 3 and 8, including you, the recruiter.
Tip number 2. How to recruit.
Now you know what people you should and shouldn't go up to. It's time to do the actual recruiting. What recruiting is really just a group effort, so it's important that you split the people up into 2 main categories, the recruiter and the scavengers. Scavengers should ideally be O5 or SID. They should walk around high density areas such as Checkpoint or Briefing Room B, asking people politely to follow them. Usually I would go for the "Hello" rank name. Are you busy right now? Could you follow me real quick? This usually works, but remember, if people don't want to follow you, they don't have to. Always be polite with these things. The aim of the scavenger is to bring people away one at a time to the recruiter. This minimalizes the disruption of roleplay and allows for a more streamlined system. I'm going to state this twice just so that I'm very clear. It is extremely important that you're polite and respectful when asking people to follow you. As a scavenger, you are not supposed to do the recruiting yourself. Your job is just to retrieve the people and bring them back to the recruiter. Do not start recruiting people in high density areas. It doesn't work and it does not look good. A recruiter, on the other hand, can really be any role, but they should have some kind of serious avatar. Any joke UGCs or obnoxious avatar parts make a recruit less successful. You want to look the part, essentially. Recruiters should be stationed near, but far away from the high density areas. The best examples are the breach shelter next to Checkpoint and the MD offices next to the CDC. These are very low density areas nearby the high density ones, meaning shorter transport times from one recruit to another. As a recruiter, you should have a little list of talking points / things you want to say. I'd have them written down so you can copy paste them. You do not want to be writing out each individual word when recruiting. Quick plug here, but if you would like the official SRI recruitment sheet, then you can make a ticket in our server. It's the one I use, and it's the one that's gotten me the most highest success. Wah, you're advertising. I don't care! I don't care! You're probably already in the SRI. If not, you wouldn't be watching this video! Why are you watching this video? You're 3 minutes in to a guy talking about a Roblox faction! What are you doing with your life? Patience is key as a recruiter. A lot of time is spent being sat on a seat, waiting for people to be brought to you, and or waiting for people to respond back to a question you've asked. The following are the main questions I would ask as a recruiter. Okay, for context, I'm going to do this all in one take, and I'm just going to go through not all, but most of the points that I would tell someone that I was recruiting, or I would encourage someone else to go through while they're recruiting. I again have the list if you want to get the list to make a ticket in the SRI. I would recommend going through all of the points, but you don't have to go through all of them. You can also make up some of your own ones. Firstly, I'll say take a seat. I want the person to sit down. I want them to be relaxed. I don't want them to think this is something really strict and really formal, because that's not what the SRI is. First question I'll always ask: do you know what the SRI is? Now, I already know that they're not on the server, because if I'm having people scavenge, or if I'm scavenging myself to bring them back and then become the recruiter, I will always check beforehand, search their name up, are they in the SRI? Or at least, are they verified in the SRI? Just because, obviously, you don't want to be recruiting people that are already in the SRI, because it's just not going to be helpful. I'll let them know it's a private community that does sessions, events, giveaways. I'm a member of the SRI. I don't say owner, because I feel like it's a bit too cocky. I just say member. We are a 1,000+ member SSRP server. I'll ask them, have they ever played in a private server before? It's a good thing to get know. Usually people have. A lot of these are kind of semi-redundant questions, but I ask them specifically because it's good to know, and it also builds rapport. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to understand this person, trying to form a connection, and then I would say you're a well-experienced player. We could use more people like you. If this person has gone through, there's kind of 3 stages in my mind of how I base someone, whether they're like worthy. I think that's a bit far of a stretch. If they're good of a recruitment, especially when they're sat down and I ask them these questions, I'm like assessing their grammar, I'm assessing their response time, and if I think they've passed all 3 stages, I will say, well, yeah, you seem like a well-experienced player, would you be interested in joining us? And then if yes, it's great to hear. The final question I will always ask them, are you mobile or desktop? Because that's very important for the step that comes next. Now, the final step of recruiting is to get the people from the Roblox game onto a Discord server. Now, there are 2 ways you can do this. 1, you can just have them send you a friend request on Discord. This is good, but the word Discord itself will tag in Roblox, so you've got to find a way to bypass that, and also you have to remember to delete the friend on Discord afterwards. The second option is a little bit more complicated, but it's the one that I use. You can link them to a Roblox group that has the Discord link in the Roblox group. And yeah, that's it. This video was really rushed, and it was more of a jokey concept in my head that I was like, oh wait, I could make a video out of this, this would be funny. I thank you for watching. We're nearly at the 7-minute mark now, Jesus. A lot of this was unscripted, a lot of this was just me yapping, but this is still a useful tutorial. I still have a lot of the stuff that I would tell people when they're recruiting. There's a lot of information in this that I would say is of value. TLDR, what I want people to learn from this: don't be a dick while you're recruiting. Be nice, be respectful. Make sure you're not trying to recruit someone that's already in the SRI. Oh my god. But yeah, that's it from me. I hope everyone watching has an amazing day, and I'll be signing off now. Goodbye.